Good evening, everyone. Today we have with us Dr. Deepak Kumar Saini. He's a professor at Indian Institute of Science. Very warm welcome to you, sir, to
Thank you.
TDM
Thank you very much.
2025. Thank you for joining us today, and your research in cellular signaling, aging, and inflammation is fascinating, and especially its relevance to metabolism and diabetes. So we would love to know cellular senescence plays a very major role in aging and disease progression. So, what advances do you see as most promising for targeting senescent cells in diabetes treatment and possibly extending health span?
So it's a great question. I think the point you might want to think about is whether diabetes has anything to do with cellular senescence. Does diabetes initiate because our pancreas is accumulating more senescent cells?
Mhm.
Or diabetes is manifested because our body has more senescent cell which cannot uptake and metabolize glucose better. So I think it's both the aspect is play a key role in understanding the interplay of diabetes and aging. We also know that with aging, the diabetes uh, percentage frequency goes up. And I think at that level, the knowledge which we have about senescence and diabetes is very limited to figure out what comes first, is it senescence or diabetes which drives one or another.
Wonderful. Uh, Given your role in Longevity India initiative, so how do you envision the future of aging research and its integration with the metabolic healthcare evolving in the next decade?
Again, it's an interesting question. I think aging is at heart a metabolic disease.
Mhm.
Why do we get old? Because our efficiency of using available carbohydrate or nutrition changes as the system gets older, which is aging. So, whatever complications which we see with aging is largely metabolic in nature. And I think if you want to understand aging in a global way for an individual's perspective, you must understand metabolism. We must understand what changes in our metabolism as we get old and what kind of interventions can we do to improve our metabolic life so that we can actually get a healthy age.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. So, how effective do you think platforms like TreatDM are in fostering collaborative approach to advancing healthcare and research?
Yeah. So if you look at the name of the program itself, Treat DM. The treat means, uh, there's a lot of very interesting wordplay you can think about it. It's TR could be traditional eat. Eating
Yeah.
traditional food will actually impinge on how diabetes manifests. So a
Mhm.
lot of our metabolic related disorders, which one of them is diabetes, is ultimately require understanding from fundamental, translational, clinical, and policy level. I think TreatDream is a great platform, and it can also introduce a lot of cross-disciplinary, interdisciplinary, and multidisciplinary initiatives to understand metabolic diseases like diabetes and bring features which will allow development of next generation of therapeutics. So I think it's a great platform to initiate activities in this area.
Thank you, sir. So, lastly, what advice would you offer to young scientists and clinicians who aim to bridge fundamental discoveries and practical therapies in metabolic disease research?
What advices? I think it's
Yeah.
advices are difficult to give,
Mhm.
but I think that the easiest way would be to think about what is the question which is bothering you. For a clinicians, observe your subject, your patients, and see what feature is undergoing unaddressed based on your current clinical understanding. Start framing a question around them, and that question should be pitched at a forum like this
Mhm.
so that basic fundamental scientists, translational enthusiasts can actually start addressing that lack in clinical understanding. So the bottom line is start to observe things which are unexplained. So you can actually start looking at gaps in our knowledge and start fixing them.
Understood, sir. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
So, thank you very much for your time and sharing your valuable insights.
Sure. Thank you.